Hi, my name is Abby Flynn, and I just wanted to create a brief tutorial to show some of you who are interested in the eLibrary and online reading resources for students using the Read180 program, just to see some of the features and things you may have not been aware of before. So first I'm going to go on to our tiny URL. I'm going to sign in as one of my students so you can see what it's going to look like for the kids. And I'm going to click this Read180 button. I will note that the reading counts. This program can be used with pretty much any book, but I wanted to focus on what's available specifically for Read180, so I'm going to click on the Read180 button. And as I open it up, we're all pretty familiar with the student application. This is an online version of the real book, so if you want the kids to see actual full color pages, you can't interact with this that I know of, but it might be nice to see full color for the kids. But I'm going to go ahead and go on to this independent reading section. So when the kids go on, it'll show me their Lexile. This student's already read one book, so he has some words read. And quiz points is how many points. I normally give prizes for this in my classroom, but I don't know what that's going to look like. So in his reading list he has I Am Malala, which is a paperback. We read that together as a class. And then he had an e-read. There's a couple ways I can browse titles. So I could look at the bookshelf and scroll down, and it'll give me things that he likes based on his preferences that he's chosen before. When they first log on, they'll get to pick 3 preferences. He chose humor, music and art, and science and technology. So this pretty much just combines his Lexile with those interests and gives me some options. So if it's an e-read or an e-book, I can read this right on this program. Unfortunately, paperbacks such as drama, this is only going to be available in my classroom, so I cannot read this online. And what's trending is popular things. I'm actually going to open this ebook so we can look at some of the features. I'm going to say read. This adds this to my library, and there's some really cool support features in there that'll be useful for a lot of our kids with IEPs and 504s. So they click support. I can have any book read aloud. This is your text-to-speech, what I call robot reading, so it's not as quality as a human reader, but it's still good for our kids who need things read aloud. I can zoom in if I need to. I can highlight things. And I'm going to go through and show what some of the pages look like. So I could go through and read just like this. I could use read aloud.
Introduction. Leanna sells hair products. She makes them using a family recipe.
You may notice it highlights the text as they read to help kids with tracking, and I could change the speed down here. And if there's important things, like if I don't know the word products and maybe I want to remember it, I can highlight it. So the main thing I think I wanted to point out is these activities. And these you can find online for all the books, even the paperbacks. There's quick writes. This one is downloadable. There's a downloadable graphic organizer and the quiz, but the quick writes I can actually answer right on here. And these are 4 questions. I believe each book has 4, and it tells you after what page I'm supposed to answer these. So that's nice to keep a kid accountable during reading, and when they write and submit it, you're going to see it in your assignments page on HMH. And then the quizzes, these would take place of your reading counts quizzes, and I know I can do the regular quiz and get 3 points, or do a challenge quiz and get 5 points. I normally do prizes in my classroom for that, but I'm not sure how we're going to do that here. Okay, so the other way to browse books is I can go to all titles. And here I can filter, so if I want to say genre, like maybe I want fiction or nonfiction, or I could break it down, or formats, I know I'm going to want either e-reads or ebooks. The audiobooks are just that. It's just an audiobook like you would get on Audible or something. They would expect us to have the paperback available for them in the classroom, so I'm not sure if anyone wants to use audiobooks. But if I filter this way, I can see all of the books that are available for my students to read online. And I can choose from any of these. The e-reads tend to be higher Lexile. And they're much shorter. Only about 2 to 5 pages. But you could see I still have quick writes for these, though I only have one because it's so short. And I still have a quiz for each of them. Great, I hope that was helpful for those of you who don't know the features of the Independent Reading Library, and I hope that helps you with your planning.